This young land rises from the sea like a Viking, fire in its heart and snow in its hair. It is called Iceland, but little of it is ice. The land itself is barely 20 million years old, a mere infant in Earth time, a living theater of those events which shaped the world. Steaming hot waters generated by the hot heart of the earth gush forth and churn and leap like dancing spirits. The Vikings, the first to settle here 1,100 years ago, called them geysers and added a word to the language of man. Welcome to Iceland, and welcome to Reykjavik, the capital. Its name, more proper than Iceland's, means steaming bay. Here, the practical Icelander has harnessed the hot springs to heat his homes and fill his bathtubs at a quarter the cost of oil. Here, the air is still as sweet as a mountain breeze. Almost one-half of Iceland's 220,000 people live in this city, warmed by the Gulf Stream. This is the capital of a nation about the size of Ireland, a nation with total literacy, a nation which has captured the imagination of poets. Near here, Jules Verne's voyage to the center of the earth began. Modern hotels house a worldwide flow of visitors to this once isolated Atlantic island, somewhere between Europe and America. Under the nearly constant light of summer, the traveler gets almost 2 days in the space of one. A meeting place, the convenient convention table of many nations. Democracy is the reality of daily living. Everyone, from president to common citizen, enjoys the baths almost every day. The pools of steamy, health-giving mineral waters range from hot to hotter to hottest. The travel-wise visitor knows to bring his bathing suit to this northernmost spa. It's an easy way to break the ice and meet Icelanders. Now it is January, so why not wear your bathing suit to a snowball fight and top it off with a hot swim? Or take a walk in the occasional snow with a hot water pipeline to warm your way. It is no colder on the average in Reykjavik in January than it is in New York or Vienna. Winter and summer, the slanting rays of the sun play games with the city. A kind of living light to tease the artist, the photographer, and they always return. From the crystal shine of midday to the orange and rust of the midnight sun, the solar brush tints the houses of Reykjavik. Oddly, the most revered house in Iceland is not a house at all. It is a natural rock theater, the home of the world's oldest surviving parliament. Here's where it began, in the open, over 1,000 years ago. The Vikings altered nature to make this hallowed plain more beautiful, diverted a river to make a waterfall. As if to cooperate, nature's wind and rain carved a Viking ship out of rock. The Vikings wisely used the high wall of this open-air auditorium as an amplifier, a sounding board to carry their words to the people. So bound were the Vikings to the natural beauty of their homeland that one of the worst punishments was exile. The Icelander commemorates this place with these stone memorials where their forefathers camped. The roadless way to the Parliament was over these valleys, these hills. The ancient Icelanders traveled them by horse. It was the original Viking horse, which they brought with them from ancient Norway. Still a purebred, sure-footed on the rugged land. Gentle as a toy to children, but sturdy and staunch, he fits the Nordic character. In the old days, the horse carried everything, man and burden. Today, he is used mostly for sport. He brings something different to a horse race, a fifth gait, a quick trot called the tult. So steady and beat, the rider sits bounceless, straight and tall, and above all, proud. There are 40,000 horses in Iceland, about one to a family. The Icelander loves his pony. He has 15 words for horse. That says it all. Some called their modern jetliners air ponies. Individual planes carried the names of legendary horses. One airline symbol is a horse's head. This remote European island is tied to the world by air. 5 hours from America, 2.5 from the European mainland. With no railroads, the airplane is a vital internal link, covering the breadth of this Kentucky-sized nation in an hour. There remains the old way to tour this fabled countryside, the Icelandic pony. But even cars dare to tread the pony paths and ford the streams. Modern bridges span the wide and open country. But here you have the road all to yourself, and the limitless vistas of mountain, sea, and plain in the subtle tones of Icelandic light. Astride one of Iceland's many fjords, Akureyri, the largest northern city, with a population of 12,000. Everywhere are the fishing boats of this nation that lives off the sea. And everywhere the little fishing villages are caught by the living light of the northern sun, a light like nowhere else in the world. Inland, where the trout and the salmon leap the rapids, sports fishermen flock from all over the world. In many rivers, there is practically no limit to the catch, so plentiful are the fish. But the conservation-minded Icelanders limit the number of anglers to each stream and river, so plentiful are the rivers and streams. And what can match the joy of a stream fisherman with a brace of 10-pound salmon and the memory of the fight they gave? Something to serve a Viking's appetite. And what an appetite! These museum shelves hold the king-sized wooden tankards that held the mead and the wooden tableware that graced the banquet. The Viking appetite is alive and well in modern Iceland, and the feast is served on the same wooden tableware. The culinary experts of today's Iceland set a pretty table with the bountiful fruit of the sea. Lumpfish caviar, Icelandic shrimp, delectable salmon, and Icelandic lobster, smaller than other lobsters but tastier, the product of life in the pure crystal waters. The fruit of the fertile pasture lands is just as tasty, the cheeses of Iceland. table mimics the land. First, cups made from lava, then a spark to the fine liqueur, and then the steaming coffee topped with a dollop of purest whipped cream, called lava coffee. From the Icelanders' purebred sheep come some of the lightest woolens in the world, a major export. The Icelander loves vivid colors and daring design. And by the way, the beautiful faces of Icelandic models are popular in the salons of Paris and New York. The bold designs of Icelandic jewelry reflect the boldness of the land. The Icelandic artisan fashions everything, from headwear to undergarments, with an eye for comfort and style. Warm enough for a trip to Greenland,